One man's trash, another man's treasure. Whoa, nice! So every time I open up the trash, I have to tie them up neatly so that people don't know that I take their trash. You can find me walking around the school picking up trash. I think these materials are like toys as an artist to play with. What is my most expensive artwork? I have this piece that is 10 million US dollar, but cannot be sold. Those who really know me know that I'm a little bit crazy, quirky, and hard to control. I'm Todd, I'm a Singaporean ceramic artist, now currently based in Tainan City. So right now I'm pursuing my PhD in Tainan National University of the Arts. So here are some of the trash I've collected over the years. My process is continuous, meaning after it's being fired, I could continue to work on it. So tentatively, they are here also waiting amongst the trash. It's very hard to tell which are my artworks or which are the garbage. Even sometimes for me, I wonder, like for example, this is found garbage from the wood firing, but looks like a piece of sculpture. So my PhD research is about art waste, where I go around scavenging unwanted artworks or materials that the students or artists have left behind. And that gives me a luxury to play with all sorts of materials and let my work be more free and open. Initially, I went to art school just because I want to be cool. But it was during the foundation year, we have to try different materials, and I realized that I enjoy working with my hands. And I found myself investing my time, energy into learning more about the arts. And the realization that maybe I can turn this into my life. So this process is very different from the conventional ceramic practices. I'm not shaping the clay. I'm using things that have been already done. I am just applying more materials onto the works. Basically, I'm looking at glaze as an adhesive. A lot of the ceramic people try to avoid because it drips, it will damage the kiln shelves, or things that are by right not supposed to be stuck together get stuck together. We have different types of firing. We have the electric firing, we have the gas firing, we have the wood firing. I came up with this term called rojak firing because I realized I was experimenting a lot with the boundary of what defines ceramics. It could be wood-fired and then gas kiln-fired or electric-fired. There's no proper sequence. It's like rojak. Anything goes. I can add things as I wanted. And I enjoy letting the work happen naturally in that sense. Being very rebellious, I make a lot of accidents. A lot of kilns here have been slightly damaged to very damaged by me. I'm lucky that the professors didn't penalize us on that, so I can abuse the kiln as much as I can. Morning, boss.
好。
All your collection.
这个就
哦，
这个很容易 stain 很容易不好洗。
漂亮。
看到它就想到我年轻的时候的那个情况，很多人会认为是不是那么好相处，可是，在艺术的领域里面，你要花了那么多的 effort 去创造一个属于你自己的东西，那就必须要让这个东西等于是一句话，你要非常的 powerful。
He has set up this program to give us a freedom of creativity, and it's up to you yourself to provide for your own artistic practice. That was empowering for, at that time, a young artist like myself. He has a very high expectation of all his students, but yet at the same time, he has this compartment in his heart to care for all his students. I have never told him that, or maybe I did, I can't remember, but I feel embarrassed to tell him that, maybe.
Tell him what?
That he's like a fatherly figure for me. Yeah.
就是继续做咯。Go break your leg.
Yes, I will do it. Hey, Nelson.
Hi, Todd. Thanks for coming.
I'm here today for exhibition opening by Nelson Lim, who is also a Singaporean artist.
The show is called Still.
I feel proud as a Singaporean to see another fellow Singaporean exhibiting in a very nice setup and being invited to come as well.
So whenever I come to Taiwan, right, meeting up Todd is like one of the agenda.
Tainan people in my own experience, they enjoy this artistic activity, which is something that I find very nice to know of, yeah, especially for artists like myself.
他现在的创作我觉得很有趣，就是用的材料啊，然后跟他的想法，他是很愿意挑战新的东西的。
Me being a foreigner here, it's very hard for me to be seen in a way. Joining all these dinner events or coffee sessions allow my artworks to be disseminated to other people. The community is very important in this sense. Being in Tainan, I can see this creative energy growing every day. And also there is a lot of old buildings, all these interesting hidden alleyways of surprises. People are very willing to express themselves not only by their way of dressing, by the shop fronts, and seeing these things every day just give me inspiration for my artwork. So this is my place where I live and work with Kim Kim. So welcome. This is how I survive in Tainan City. Some restaurant I collaborate with them by letting them use my plates, and then if the diners are interested, they will buy. And it's not a very regular basis, but still keeps my income sort of regular. I'm an artist who is able to be flexible. On one hand, I make artworks which are not really sale-friendly. On the other hand, I could make dinnerware which will finance my daily expenses. Kim is also a ceramic artist as well.
So how is it like two artists working and living together?
It's good, and sometimes we fight a lot together.
因为我跟他刚好观念可以说几乎完全相反吧。我很喜欢跟他讨论艺术，可是每次讨论到最后的结局都是吵架，他就比较容易激动一点。
I think artists shouldn't be alone. We should have someone reflecting opinions back to us. Bubble.
对啊。
Okay, no problem.
这个也是啊，毕竟是实用陶啊，用起来要舒服为主吧。
Of course, sometimes it's very irritating, but it's good. Of course, very positively, very good. Now we are heading to Tsou. It's about 2 hours away drive from Tainan City. That's where the Tsou native people are living. In 2022, because of a project, I get an opportunity to visit the Tsou tribe. 哎，大哥，哎，好久不见，
好久不见。哇！去，快去！因为平常我用这台车带他们出去打猎。
So because of the project, I spent an extended time in the mountains of Tsou with Tsou to live with them and observe how they get on with their daily life.
我们去这片森林里面看看。
So we're going to go inside and check out whether there's any possible areas to lay the trap. Me, myself, as a city dweller, have a very distant relationship with nature.
我们要先把这个埋起来。我要抓的是猪，对不对？
对。
我们把陷阱弄得很小，台湾黑熊踩到的时候不会套到它，才不会伤害到台湾黑熊。
I think my experience in Tsou with Tsou influenced me to rethink about my relationship with nature. There's this respect for nature and how they are so connected, and I hope to incorporate that into my own practice also.
在早期，我们台湾原住民的建筑都会离不开这个黄藤。我们还没有钉子的时候，都是用这个去绑。新加坡有这个吗？
我们用来打屁股的。
对，这个阿美族最爱啊，周族还好，可是阿美族最爱这个食物。
这，
很香哦。
好吃吗？
好吃。This is cane. We're eating cane, eating the rotan. The banana leaf is like a plate. Then now the dry bamboo acts as a cutting board. And once we are done with it, you can just return it back to nature. Living with them provided me with a different thinking about this whole notion of sustainability. Clay comes from nature itself, but the clay I use comes from a plastic bag. From this experience, helped me to rethink how I work with waste from my own artistic production. 你在做什么？爸在做什么？油漆啊。
在油客厅。
带来啊，你要来，几时要来？ My mom's a housewife, my dad is a renovation contractor. When I made the decision to study art, my parents were a bit resistant because they don't know anything about the arts and they worry a lot for me. Yeah, I think sometimes it's my own rebellious behavior that, you know, I might have pushed them away, but it made me realize that they are actually there for me every step of my artistic career. And when I told them that I want to come to Taiwan, they fully supported my decision to come here. 你最近还好吗？
我最近很好，爸爸也很好，脚不痛就很好。
They are getting older, and I'm getting older too. In a way, this distance make me feel like I should be there and making more memories with them, which I never thought about when I was younger. Being the last ceramic student that graduated with a ceramic diploma in LaSalle, it's kind of sad that the department closed down after that. And I hope to go back to Singapore and share the knowledge that I have acquired over the years, and then to help to grow this ceramic scene as much as possible in my own ways.